I can reveal this stunning renovation located in Birchgrove, which is situated on the northwest slope of the Balmain Peninsula and overlooks the Sydney Harbour. Thanks, Matt, for allowing me to come into your house. It looks like an absolutely stunning house. So who designed it and built it?
Well, the architect was Oliver Steele, who also has a construction company, and we used Oliver as the builder as well.
Well, he's done an amazing job. I'm looking forward to meeting him.
Okay, let's go meet him then.
Okay.
Let me introduce you to Gary.
G'day, mate. How you going?
Hey Gary, good to meet you.
Yeah, likewise. I've just had a brief look at what's going on here. You've done an amazing job with such a small space. I mean, what were you thinking to get this right?
Well, it was always going to be a very tight project. We had to create a generous family home, the feel and amenity of a generous family home within a very tight inner city site, with constraints of neighbours, heritage, access.
Well, looking forward to having a look around, and apparently you've got some great little innovative ideas and inventions that you've had to.
Well, there's so much thought has gone into the details of this house, because that's where the devil's in the detail and God's also in the detail. So that's where it all happens in a house like this.
All right. Well, let's go and discover it, hey? So, Oliver, I mean, this space is really quite small, but it really is.
Well, it certainly feels bigger than it is.
It feels a lot bigger than what it is. I mean, what are the ceilings here?
Ceiling here in this space is 2.7.
Yep.
Where it steps down, it's 3, and at the back, it's about 3.3.
So why do you do that? Why do you have a different heights?
Well, the progression of space in this building is really important, because what happens with a narrow terrace like this is everyone wants to open it up. But then with a long, narrow space, it can feel like a tunnel. Yeah. So it's really important to have divisions of space to make it feel like separate rooms, whilst it still reads as one area.
Yeah, one area, which is it does. I mean, this space, because of the high ceilings behind here, in the meals area, it actually looks like a different room. So what else did you do as far as in the kitchen? These handles are pretty stunning.
So the kitchen bench is obviously a major feature of the house. However, you don't want to be focusing on the kitchen bench when you're in the living space. So that's why that end is timber veneer and floating to make it feel like a piece of furniture. And this end very much reads as a clean kitchen bench.
More practical.
And also we didn't want the bench projecting, because that really makes it more of a cluttered form. We wanted a really simple form. However, then when you have a projecting handle, that tends to catch you in awkward places when you're leaning against it or walking past it. Yeah. So we did these recessed handles, which we custom designed and were routed out in the factory joinery shop. And so you can pull the drawer open just by pushing your finger inside that little recess, and there's got a metal stainless steel backing plate which is custom fit into the plane of the door, so it's nice and seamless.
There's some really innovative inventions in this house, and one of them being the skylight behind us. So you designed that and built it. So how did you get it so seamless?
What was really important to me about it from a detail point of view was making the glass disappear as much as possible. So when you look at it, you see that the internal wall finish and the external wall finish are flush. They're in exactly the same plane, and the frame is recessed into the wall, which looks very simple, but it's actually much harder to achieve that than it is just building things up on top of a flat base.
Well, this is something I haven't seen before.
Well, Gary, this is something we hadn't seen before either. When we were demolishing, we had to remove the old chimney bricks from here, and we found this lovely pattern of soot and the shape of the old chimneys. Yeah. So we showed it to Matt and Bettina and said, we think this is great and we should feature it as part of the old house, and they agreed. So instead of running the gyprock straight across it, we turned it in and cut it in around the bricks and then put a sealer over it.
Now the ensuite is a really tight space. How did you manage to fit everything in there?
Well, they wanted a walk-in wardrobe and an ensuite, which in a house like this is a challenge. So we used the circulation space, which feeds into the ensuite as the wardrobe space, and the sliding doors at either end of the wardrobe are the mirrors.
Also, looking at the house from the back, it could have been quite ugly and quite boxy, but you've used a treatment on the back there that has given it a really pretty look.
Yeah, well, it's common to use just a kind of panel cladding on a rear addition like that, which can look like a box that's just been jammed on the back. So what we did is use a burnt ash batten of varying size and thickness to really feather the edges of that.
Yeah, why do you do that? What's the point of that?
So it softens the edges, so it becomes almost a blurred edge, okay, and it becomes a soft form rather than a hard box, and gives it some warmth and texture.
Okay, so from here, from this space, we've got a whole set of stairs, and that takes us to the loft.
Yes, takes us to the attic. So again, tight space up there. We did little things like from the original roof pitch, which we couldn't go above, instead of sloping the roof down towards the back, which would create a low ceiling, we sloped the roof up, so the back roof actually drains over the front roof, so we get a slightly higher ceiling at the back, which means tricky detailing, but it's never leaked. And also we have up there one space for cross ventilation, because you need that lovely sea breeze coming through the attic. But then if George is sleeping and Dad wants to do some work in the study, there's a sliding panel which slides across and separates it into 2 rooms.
Well, I think the benefit of being the designer and the builder is not only can you make sure that your design's executed properly, but also if there's little issues along the way that need some innovation and some design work, you can do it right there on the spot.
Yeah, well, it gives us a real freedom when we're on site in a design capacity. And as an architect working with another builder, it can be a little adversarial, because the builder just wants to kind of roll things as quickly as possible, whereas I probably cost myself a fair bit of money in just going over things and reworking things on site to make sure they come out as well as they possibly can.
Well, Matt, thank you so much for allowing us to come into your house.
That's fine.
It's an absolutely beautiful house. I would love to live here. And Oliver, congratulations. Absolutely work of art.
Thank you very much.
No worries. Thank you.